Rise and shine, Rwanda. It's Tuesday, the 8th of December.
Good mornings, just after 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shimbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports, and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. Starting, of course, with the date every day. It's Tuesday, another day, another week. So what do you have for us in business?
There's a lot going on in business, but today is kind of a special day because when I have my Tuesday weekly headline on Akila, well, today we have something a bit different. So I'll tell you more about that. More like I'll tell the viewers more about that. All
right, Sherry, of course, I love I love the segment. So
yes, in lifestyle, today we're going to be talking about what the Rwandan community diaspora in the States are doing, and it's something called Rwanda's Next. So I'll give you more details on that.
Well, I can't wait to hear that. Sports, Mr. Moses?
Yeah, there is an East Africa and Central Africa regional handball tournament that has started in Rwanda yesterday. I'll tell you about which teams are participated and how the tournament is going to be running about. And also, today is the day when everyone is asking himself a question: can Manchester United progress in Champions League? Can Arsenal fail to progress for the first time in 16 years? That's a debate, and we are going to look at it and see what are the chances for the both teams.
Well, I can't wait to analyze that game.
Coming
all right. Well, all that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. And starting with, the Youth Forum series is happening once again this year. Organized by Imbuto Foundation, the forum brings together specific segments of youth and futures, exceptional speakers and topics ranging from professionalism, entrepreneurship, communication, and economic self-reliance. This year's Youth Forum discussion will address those inaccurate perceptions that impact the way we understand the world. By now, as I'm speaking, 22 forums have been held since 2007 with a number of themes which include ingredients of success, and the last one recently, which was beyond this moment in 2014. In our today's story of the day, we reflect back on what has been the impact of these forums and what to expect, of course, in this year's forum. Now, Yvette, I'm pretty sure a lot of is going on in your mind to ask a little bit about this youth forum.
Yes, just a bit. The first question I want to know definitely is, so the youth forum is ongoing at the moment?
Well, no, it's starting actually. It's happening this Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, 10th.
Okay.
So that's when the youth forum starts, and then
and just for how long?
Well, I think it's one day.
One day, just for the day.
Yes.
And what is the theme?
Well, the theme now is that this year's main discussion will address those inaccurate perceptions that impact the way we understand the world. So we'll see what the panelists around there will talk about.
What do you think one of the inaccurate perceptions of the world is?
Well, inaccurate, I would say inaccurate perceptions of the world. Sometimes I think different, in a world like where people have different opinions, sometimes some people really tend to be kind of selfish in their own, on their own opinion.
Ignorant, maybe?
Maybe ignorant a little bit, which sometimes I do find that we sometimes need to agree to each other so that we have a common understanding on different opinions, so that we can come out with a common result, because what we're doing is for a common humanity and for a common reason.
Yes, definitely. Now, I know that 22 forums have happened since 2007.
Yes, exactly.
Till this day. What were some of the highlights within those 22 forums?
Well, first of all, I would say that if you look at what were some of the ideas behind some of these forums, the youth forums by Imbuto Foundation, you see that they tend to focus on a range of topics around the youth. We've seen the forum provides, the previous forums have discussed topics like the Rwandan identity, political and ideological dimensions and attitudes. Some of them even have gone beyond to have a little bit of behavioral issues in the society. Yeah. And some of the articles I've been reading today is some of the forums were focusing mainly, for example, on the girls, and also some focus on the students in schools. Where I saw one article that where the first lady was advising the students to take up the opportunities. This I think was in 2009 exactly, when she had visited lots of students, and she was telling them take up the opportunities to the education that you have, the quality education, take up those chances. And this brings me to the fact that it's very important that we have these kind of youth forums, because at the end of the day I think it's one way to re-energize the youth and make sure they're focusing.
Yes, definitely. I'm very eager to know exactly what they're going to be talking about on Thursday, especially now that we're going to be talking about inaccurate perceptions.
Of course, and
I hope we'll be bringing it back home.
Of course,
so that we really understand.
And of course, what makes it interesting is, of course, the panelists. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
No, I actually haven't heard about the panelists.
Well, the speakers, some of the speakers will include, of course, my favorite. My favorite is Andrew Mwenda. Andrew Mwenda, he's the CEO of The Independent from Uganda.
Oh, yes.
Now, as a person that loves debate, I love this guy. He's so amazing. I've seen him feature on TED Talks. I've seen him speak on different occasions. But I can't wait to see.
And yes, he did do some TED Talks.
Yes. So we have Diana Gitera. She's from Imbuto Foundation. We have Senhon Melis Senawi, and he's a researcher. And different people, I think, who are from different kind of worlds where when all these kind of ideas collide, I think it will be a very hot
debate, topic, discussion.
And leaving the fact that also this kind of forum also gives us that platform to provide provides a platform for open expression and sharing experiences with the aim of finding a common understanding. So different people, I'm pretty sure, will the flow will be open to different people to discuss on this same issue, which brings another segment and new life into the kind of talks we normally have, which I think the youth forum has been able to give out to the youth. So as we wait to see, I'm pretty lucky that I'm going to be part of the people to attend. So I can't wait to see what kind of
bring back all the information.
I'm pretty sure by Monday next week, by at least Friday, Thursday, we'll have all the latest news coming up from the Youth Forum. But trust me, this is going to be a very hot topic to talk about, very interesting, very intellectual, and amazing speakers to look out for. I'm pretty sure they're going to be very entertaining too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right then. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Business Stories coming up next with, of course, Yvette Shumbusho.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Business stories making headlines today. The United Nations World Food Programme has launched an initiative under which small-scale farmers in Rwanda will be supported in a transitioning from subsistence farming to market-oriented agriculture. The patient procurement platform will help farmers enter into contracts with buyers for their crops before planting. Jean-Pierre de Margari, the WFP Rwanda country director, said that the new approach intends to help farmers to put themselves in a better position from start to finish and confidently produce more crops to sell because they know they have a market for what they grow. And so this story, we've talked about it before, but just before we went on air, we received some new information. The increase in duty on imported leather products as the government moves to protect a nascent local industry from unfair competition is set to disrupt the livelihoods of 100 of people in Rwanda. Imported used leather is to attract 100% duty in 2016 to 2017 fiscal year, following repeated demands from investors who have set up modern tenancies that need dominance of local market. The tax comes at a time when one of the investors, Kigali Leather Limited, is in advanced stages of producing wet blue hides and skins. And in regional news, the Rift Valley Railways have embarked on a multi-billion shilling investment to renovate its duplicators in their infrastructures in the face of expected stiff competition once the standard gauge railway is completed in 2017. Chief Executive Officer Carlos said that the company has commenced a 5-year improvement and expansion plan that will use adoption of a 24-hour working system. Mr. Carlos was speaking at the Kenya Ports Authority when he received 120 wagons imported from China on Saturday. They are part of 480 heavy-duty railway wagons purchased by the company in Revival Program. And joining us in studio are our correspondents from Akila.net. Welcome Christian Ituze and Ange Kamikaze.
Thank you.
It's good to have you both.
Yeah,
it's the first time we're meeting you, so welcome, especially.
Thank you.
So Christian, what do you have for us this week?
Well, this week, we're changing a little bit.
Really?
We're not into business. Yeah, but we are in something really important too, because we're in healthcare.
Okay.
Yeah, so healthcare, we are now sharing the jobs in the healthcare sector, and we are working with these organizations that have a lot of jobs they are offering, and it's not just about people into health.
Okay.
They need a lot of people from communications to other departments like finances, and they are really offering a lot of jobs. But today we're featuring the Save the Children organization. Yeah, it's a big organization, it's a big NGO known worldwide, and they are providing a job to a health education officer.
Okay. So what does the health education officer do?
Well, he'll be in charge
She.
Definitely. So he'll be in charge to supervise community health workers and volunteers, because they are working in Rwanda. They are working in the refugee camp at Mahama, where Burundians are, and he will be working to supervise health activities and health education in that refugee camp, but also supervise all the volunteers around there.
Okay, so what are their qualifications?
Well, he will need a bachelor's degree in nursing, but also a public health degree or related field, some experience in public health.
Okay.
Yeah,
do they need a number of years of experience?
Yeah, sure, they need it, but I don't have it here.
Oh,
You'll
okay.
need to find it on Akila.net.
.net.
Yeah, but don't worry, if you're not, if you don't meet the qualification for this job, there's a lot of job in the healthcare department, and when you go to Akila.net, you'll find a lot about them.
Yes.
Sure.
So you brought us a new correspondent.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, you're leaving.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving? I'm kidding.
Yeah. I'm leaving because I'm going to work in another department, which is we've been talking about the new program about a lot of people applying to Aquila. So mainly I'll be the new Aquila ambassador, so I'll be in charge of recruiting a lot of people. So
great, congratulations.
Thank you. So today I'm with Ange Kamikaze. She can tell you about herself, about what she's going to be offering.
Yes, we're going to be best friends now. So
yes, okay, thank you, Christian. I'm Ange Kamikaze, and my role I work with AquilaNet, and my role is to work with employers and understand their specific needs, helping them find and hire great talent in client-facing roles. And prior to that, I worked with the Aquila Institute in admissions and recruitment department.
Oh, great. So we're going to be seeing you every week.
Yeah, we'll be happy to see you too.
Sure.
All right, is there anything coming up this week?
Well,
or do we have to go to aquila.net again?
Sure.
We need to be getting on air and like go there right now.
Yeah, sure. I think this week we should focus on jobs, and that's what we got. We got a lot of jobs on there, so when you log on, you land on a lot of opportunities. That's what we got today. Sure.
All right, Christian, thank you very much for always being there every Tuesday morning and giving us everything we need to know about the upcoming jobs and upcoming stories.
Thank you.
And welcome, Ange Kamikaze. I'll be seeing you next week.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. You're now up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming in just a minute with Moses Bidikunzira.
Chan Eagles now to train in South Africa. Nigeria will now train in Pretoria, South Africa to prepare for the next year's Chan in Rwanda as against a proposal by coach Sunday Olise to set up training camp in Tanzania. Officials say the change was necessitated because Tanzania do not have a standard artificial pitch, which will be what will be used in Rwanda. The Eagles are expected to set up a training base in Pretoria later this month. Nigeria are appearing for their second chance after they debuted at the tournament reserved for players featuring in their various home leagues. And on to Champions League. Arsenal and Manchester United face must-win Champions League matches today. The Gunners claimed just 3 points in their first 4 group games and looked to be heading for an early exit from the competition. However, if Wenger men beat the Greek champions by 2 goals or win by a 1-goal margin and score at least 3 goals, they will reach the knockout stages for the 16th straight season. However, United face Wolfsburg in Germany today, knowing only a win in their final group game would guarantee a passage to knockout stages. Quick on his feet, fearless attitude, charisma, the only one, the champ, and simply the greatest boxer the world has ever known. Muhammad Ali is the world's most remarkable heavyweight boxer and one of the greatest sporting figures of the 20th century. In 1999, he was crowned Sportsman of the Century by Sport Illustrated, and he won 56 games. He won 37 knockouts and only lost 4 in his 21 years professional boxing career.
Muhammad Ali, born in Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. in January 17, 1942, is an American former professional boxer, generally considered among the greatest heavyweights in the history of the sport. Ali now is highly regarded for his skills displayed in the ring as the value he exemplified outside of it. Religious freedom, natural justice, and the truth of principle over experience. Ali began training at 12 years old and at the age of 22 won the World Heavyweight Championship in 1964 from Sonny Liston in a stunning upset. Shortly after that bout, Ali won the religion of Islam and changed his name. He converted to Sunni Islam in 1975. On the exhibitor of Ali Bomaye is Mr. Mucho, who is a Rwandan fine artist that has always had a unmistakable calling towards art, and visually shares his journey through his unique painting technique that uses the absence of color and an opportunity to draw out light. He works on black canvas and uses black spots dipped in bleach to blend out images. His visual effort gives an impression of an imprinted memory brought to life from past. In 1967, 3 years after winning the heavyweight title, I refused to be conscripted into U.S. military, seeking his religious beliefs and opposition to American government in Vietnam War. He was eventually arrested and found guilty on just invasion charges and stripped off his boxing title. He did not fight against the nearly 4 years, usually a time of peak performance in an athlete's career. Ali's appeal worked its way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, where in 1971 his conviction was overturned. Ali's action as a consistent objector to the war made him an icon for the larger counter-culture generation. Ali remained the only 3-time linear world heavyweight champion. He won the title in 1964, 1974, and 1978. Between February 1964 and September 1964, Muhammad Ali then as the undisputed heavyweight boxing champion. Ali has been married 4 times and has 7 daughters and 2 sons. Muhammad Ali is and will always be the people's champion.
The Olympic gold medalist, and he was the first fighter to capture the heavyweight 3 times. And joining me in the studio now is Mr. Mucho, who is an artist and had made an exhibition about the man himself, Muhammad Ali. Welcome in the studio, sir.
Thank you for having me, Moses.
Now, Mr. Mucho, it's a pleasure seeing you in the studio of here.
It's an honor.
And Mr. Mucho, can you please share with us a little bit about Ali Bomaye exhibition and why did you choose Muhammad Ali to be the person to exhibit at that time?
Thank you for asking me this question, Moses. I've been having this idea and this project for about 11 years now, you know. And,
Quite impressive.
Quite impressive, but now I had like the time to really work around it and let it out to the world to see. So it took me around 11 years to make it happen. Why Muhammad Ali? Simply because, well, beyond being the exceptional athlete and boxer who basically revolutionized as well the world of boxing.
Yeah.
He was a great human being. I mean, he's still a great human being. He's still alive, and
Yeah.
that's why I really wanted to do this. This exhibition right now has an homage. While he's still here, I don't see really the point of doing something when somebody's gone.
So it means you wanted to bring that greatness into people's image so they can
Absolutely.
experience that reality of how Muhammad Ali has been great throughout his boxing career.
Exactly. Tremendous sportsman, incredible humanitarian. I mean, and doing it while he is alive, for me, it was very much important. Most of the time, we really, there are people who are very much away of the time, like, ahead of the time, sorry.
Yeah.
They're very much ahead of the time, and it takes us sometimes like 20 years, 40 years to really capture the importance of that person while he was alive. But the thing is, he's still there. I think his birthday is going to be on the 17th of January, if I'm not wrong. And I wanted to do it while he was there.
All right.
I mean, why Muhammad Ali? Definitely yes, because of the human. And there's one thing that that is very important to know, is that he was also called, one of his nickname was the People's Champ.
Yeah.
And the People's Champ during a time where, racial tension in the States were at their peak, where they had the highest point, and it was called basically it wasn't just representing art, sport, it was representing people.
Absolutely. Now, jumping up to the second question,
Absolutely.
I quote you. Mucho is Rwandan fine artist that has always had unmistakable calling toward art and visual, shares his journey through his unique painting techniques that he uses the absence of color as an opportunity to draw out light. He works on black canvas and uses brush strokes dipped in bleach to bring out images. This vintage effect gives an impression of an unimprinted memory brought to life from past. Now, Mucho, can you please tell us a little bit about your paintings, your art?
Those words, beautiful words, though, I wish I could write that way. I have to give the credit to Naledi Kurugege, who wrote it for me, an incredible poet and human being. Why? I like to... My style of painting is totally... I mean, I couldn't really even call it painting. Because painting, basically, you just take a canvas and you're adding colors. You're adding a few things to create an emotion and to create a vision. I mean, you're implementing your vision for people to see it on a canvas. So you're just adding colors, you're adding technique, you're adding strokes. I work definitely way differently. It's actually quite the opposite. You know, I like to take a black canvas and use bleach.
Okay.
So use bleach to take out. So I basically take out part of the ink that is that is part of the fabric, and it creates things about it. So I like to create faces, I like to create movement, I like to create show the dynamic of a movement, of things like that. So yes, instead of adding colors, I take out things. So I like when it was said, like taking light, creating light out of darkness. So I like just take out piece of darkness and just to create light.
Absolutely. So
By
that's...
the way, my name is Mucho, so I don't know if it's really I may say Mucho, like
Mucho
light,
means
Mucho
can be either way translated to light or culture. It can be depending.
Thank you,
now, Muhammad Ali is known for his quick feet, fearless attitude, and charisma.
Absolutely.
Does these qualities apply to your life and your career as an artist? And if someone would like to have your art, how and where can he or she get it from?
Oh, that's a very good question. For me, being an artist is not only like just... It's more a way of life. Art for me is one of the most powerful tool of communication in this world. It goes beyond name. I mean, it goes beyond cultures. It goes beyond languages. You know, it goes beyond everything. It's something. It's like music. You don't really have like to listen or to understand the words to feel touched by it. You know.
Yeah.
So yes, fearless attitude. I like to experiment things. For me, experiment is the most important thing that you can do in life to see. Quick in his feet. Yes,
Are you quick in your
depending on
thinking?
time. Depending on time, I had the chance and opportunity to do a little bit of boxing in Thailand, so that's different than what he used to do. So yes, quick on my feet. Yes, if you catch me on a good day, I can be as fast as
And now the
possible.
question is, where can someone get your painting?
So where you can get the paintings, there are actually the exhibition happened on the 4th of December.
And lands until 4th of
The 4th of January at Innovation
People has a
Village.
month in between.
Absolutely. If you want to have a great coffee, if you want to have time like to speak with in a great environment, definitely go to Innovation Village, and you can actually even you can even make a phone call to the 078 9000777. As well at Inema Arts Center, you can find a few of my paintings, a few of my pieces.
Do you have a website?
And the website, absolutely.
What is your website?
The website is www.mukyoart.com.
www.muchoart.com.
And I would like to take also real quick the opportunity just to thank basically everybody who've been helping me since the beginning to create. And of course, first of all, my mother. Secondly, my friend, great brother, Gail, who gave me like the force and the strength to really trust my art. Of course, Inema Art Center, the whole team of the whole team of Innovation Village. Amazing place, guys, and thank you as well for you to make it out there to the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mucho.
Appreciate
As you
that.
heard from the man himself, he says that if you need this art, you can go to www.mucho.com. And again,
Mukyoart.com.
and again, you can, he said, www.muchoart.com. And again, on top of that, he thanked people who played a big part in his life, including his brother, Gael. Thank you so much, Gael, to make this man here in the studio.
My mother
And
as
you've
well.
been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay around. We'll be right back.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
If all goes according to plan, the long-awaited referendum on the constitution amendment, including the modification of the presidential term limits, could be decided this week. This was revealed during a meeting called by the Political Bureau of the Rwanda Patriotic Front, RPF, to drum up support for the suffrage and convince the president, who is also the chairman of the RPF, to run again. The meeting called on the president to hold the referendum, proposing to be held not later than December 18th. Although President Kagame agreed to the referendum to take place at a date to be determined, he added that he will announce his position following the results of the referendum.
President Paul Kagame promoted 21 police officers from the rank of Chief Superintendent of the Police to Assistant Commissioner of Police. Among those elevated to the rank of ACP are Celestine Twahirwa, the Commissioner for Public Relations and Media, and Vincent Sano and Feli Rutageruka, the Commissioners for Finance and Peace Support Operation.
And in other news, Libya's two rival parliaments have reached an initial agreement aimed at resolving the political crisis that has plagued the country for years. The deal agreed at talks in Tunis is intended to lead to a single government and elections within 2 years. It needs to be endorsed by both the internationally recognized parliament in eastern Libya and the Tripoli-based General National Congress. The agreement is separate from the UN efforts at mediation in Libya.
And in international news, the opposition in Venezuela has won a majority of seats in the National Assembly, overturning nearly 2 decades of dominance by the socialists of President Nicolas Maduro. 5 hours after polling ended, the National Electoral Council announced the opposition had 199 seats. The socialists had gained 46 seats, with another 22 yet to be declared. President Maduro has admitted defeat, saying his party recognized these adverse results.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure this is a segment everyone is always waiting for at the end of the news. We take a look at what's happening in lifestyle and what's hot right now in our daily debate section, hot topics, with, of course, of our very own Sherry Uwase. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and it's now time for your lifestyle update. I am Sherry Uwase. Now, the Rwandan diaspora community in the United States is building a massive milestone for itself. And today we take a look at the initiative called Rwanda Next, where they showcase the different career fields that young people are venturing into. And today, precisely, we take a look at Seka Designs, which is a fashion line. Take a look.
I'm Deli Gisagara. I reside in New York. I'm a Pisces. So the reason why I actually started Seka Design, it was one night I couldn't sleep and I was thinking a lot, and it was getting closer to the Rwandan genocide commemoration, which happens in April. And then I always realized that there was no focus on the young people. I mean, we also, went through stuff and, suffered, and, there's just a lot of, a lot of trauma that I think are overlooked when it comes to the younger generation. So my own way to contribute to that was to create t-shirts, so I thought that would give the young generation a voice. It might be not necessarily like them speaking, but them wearing it, it's like they're a part of something. I think of it also in terms of themes, like perhaps a tree, and think about, what all can I create? Just, thinking of a tree. Seka in Kinyarwanda means smile. You can walk on the street and somebody's sad, but if you smile at them, it gives them, hope. So I want my designs to give that feeling to people.
You can never stop, no. You want it, go on. You like the way it feels. You want it, go on. You like the way it feels. You want it, go on. You like the way it feels. When wrong is right, bad is good.
Seka Designs.
I'm
not doing it on purpose, but like before, it used to actually set the pace.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, but it's also Seka, so I had to laugh just to, match the words.
Right?
Yes.
Next time I say now motorbikes, what do you do?
Vroom vroom or something like that. Anyway, so Seka Designs is a fashion line.
Yes.
By one lady who is in the States. In New York, to be precise.
She's Rwandese.
She's Rwandese.
Okay.
But first of all, before I tell you about Seka Designs, let me tell you about Rwanda Next.
Yes.
Now, Rwanda Next is an initiative by the Rwandan U.S. diaspora community, especially young people. And what they're doing is they're coming together and then they showcase the different career fields and paths that people were taking. So if it's fashion, like today, it's Seka Designs, and maybe in the next episode they're going to feature somebody who's, let me say, probably
an artist,
yeah, or even let's go to someone who's a biochemist. It doesn't have to be only in art. Someone who is taking something in the military field, just as long as you're Rwandese and you're looking to expand in your field of career. So that is what Rwanda Next is doing. I'm not so sure who the organizers are exactly, but I just think it's a very brilliant thing.
Yes.
And now in this specific video that we've just watched, it's Seka Designs. So this is a lady who is venturing into fashion, and I think what I've seen especially is that she's using the Ankara fabric which is
Yes.
very common with people who are in the fashion industry.
Definitely. So what do you think this, okay, so we know it's a platform where the Rwandan diaspora, is it just in the US or around, like the Rwandans in Europe and these different countries that are not in Rwanda, can they also use that platform, Rwanda Next, in order to advance in their careers?
I think that would be that would depend on the organizers. Like I said, I don't know who exactly is putting this whole thing together. But what I can tell is that the person who is doing it is also based in the US. So let's just wish them the best and say, hopefully, if they wish to expand. But I think that would be a great thing, even not just there, but even here in Rwanda. That would be a very great way to encourage the youth and young people to just carry on with whatever they
I think
want
it's
to
a
do.
brilliant idea because then it gets to show people in Rwanda that, hey, out there we're doing something.
Right.
And then we can be able to bring it home. I hope they'll be able to bring it back home.
We hope so too, because you know, if you go to fetch for knowledge somewhere else, you should bring it back home to develop your.
I mean, that's the only way of putting Rwanda, or at least Rwanda continue to be on the map.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
All right. So do not go away. We will be right back after the break. Welcome back, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team, we have been up and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. So we've got it all for you right here and right now. Now, rock band U2 have written a song in tribute to Paris after the recent attacks that left 130 people dead. The group were due to play in the French capital in the days after the attack, but the gigs were cancelled, obviously, because of what happened. Now, they played the first rescheduled show on Sunday evening, and I quote, this is what one of them said: "We stand together with the families of those killed in Paris." And as victims, and they said a few of the victims' names. And this projected on a huge screen at the Accor Hotel's arena, where they said again, "We stand together with the families of those killed in San Bernardino." Now, as an encore, Bono rapped, who is one of the founders of the band, wrapped himself in a tricolor flag and sang a verse of French singer Jacques Brel's "Ne me quitte pas," or Don't Leave Me. Now, U2 will play a second Paris concert on Monday evening. But before the gig, Bono revealed that the new song, titled Streets of Surrender, contains lines about Paris being the city of liberty and having streets of love and pride. I mean, you know, for me, it always centers down to what are you going to do after hearing a tragedy? What's your role to play, if you can have any? So this is a band that has been in existence for a very long time.
Yes,
U2.
Yeah.
And we're very familiar with Bono, who is the lead singer.
He's a humanitarian.
He's
And
a
he is a
humanitarian.
humanitarian,
Yes.
right? So I just think it's a very good way to, you know, to pay tribute to the victims. Yeah.
Yes.
Moses.
It's congratulations to you two group. First thing first is, when a tragedy like this happen, there must be people taking lead
Right.
to act. Let's say many people lost their family members and friends, and of course it's a threat that has threatened a country like France, and of course ISIS, who declared the people behind it, were also threatening the entire world.
Right.
But now I believe that singers and filmmakers and of course journalists are the people who play a big part, and sports, to really play their part in consoling people who lost their friends and families. What U2 is doing is a big thing, and a very good thing, and also many singers. I'm looking forward to see many singers also taking this initiative and also keep up what they are doing. It's a beautiful thing.
Right. Yes, it is.
Definitely. Music is a universal language. And I really admire that, of course, Bono. He's a humanitarian. He's always involved in places where there's destruction or there are people that have been killed. You know, he's always there at the forefront trying to help with the UN and giving back, always giving back. But I feel like, I mean, I'm really glad they included the people in San Bernardino in California,
Right.
because that happened recently and that was a tragedy. But I feel like maybe they should have also included everybody in Lebanon, everybody in Burundi, in all
Syria.
these in Syria. Syria
is
is
the young children there.
I mean, there's this photo I saw of a young Syrian child, and it was a man who was taking a picture of him, and he put his hands up in surrender because he was scared. He thought it was a gun,
frightened, yeah.
you know. And this is the kind of life he's living. So it would be really good if Bono and all these other different musicians could include these other different countries. And I know they had a special connection with Paris because they were due to perform there.
Yeah.
But I mean, let us not be ignorant, or let's not ignore other people, and also just include them.
Right, Ivan.
Well, I think it's a very good initiative that they took out that, and of course, U2 is a very well-renowned band ever since the 1980s. He has, banged out different music. I've seen Bono in different initiatives, different songs. Maybe there's only one song that wasn't really working for me. The one he sang, "Christmas for Africa," let every kid or a person have Christmas in Africa. That was in the 1990s, saying that Ethiopia was starving and everything.
Yeah.
But leave alone that, I think this was a very good initiative. Once again, humanity came together. And music, of course, is a very universal language. I love the fact that people are using their talents, especially music. We saw some musicians in Africa, from Nigeria to South Africa to East Africa, come together to sing a little bit about what was happening in Sierra Leone and Liberia and Guinea, especially with the epidemic, with the Ebola. So I think music is a very strong message out there to the different world. Terrorism is a very big alert. We last night saw Obama talk about it in his awful message. And I think with musicians and art, we should, make it out and display the message that we're together, we're standing together with the countries. As she said, we need to get more people involved. Of course, a lot is happening in Syria, a lot is happening in Lebanon and everywhere around the world. A lot is happening in Burundi. I think also it's upon our challenge that East African singers, also Rwanda, and all the neighbors, come and, make awareness of what is happening in all these countries around the region. Let's not wait for Bono to sing for Burundi. Maybe let's put the Rwandan sing for Burundi, carry on the message. But I think this was a very great initiative. I'm not going to have the blame games. It's all about the message behind the whole thing. And congratulations to the group. And of course, our condolences keep on going to the families that are facing all these strategies, even in the recent one in California.
Yeah, and I would just like to wrap it up by just saying, we always wish to have an effective show, and most probably, if somebody is watching this and they're an artist, maybe they can just take on an initiative, have a collective effort to put into this, and just take some time to pay tribute to all these victims and know that they're not alone, and and just be there for all humans.
Yeah,
that's true. And now moving on, Twitter says 2015 has been a year of two halves basically. Now the first 6 months were all about Taylor Swift. But social media conversations over the last 12 months have not all been about celebrities and music. Now, political expression and people expressing their opinions has been stronger than ever, which is, obvious. Now, Taylor Swift is the third biggest artist on Twitter. The second half of the year saw Justin Bieber take over the world. Now, Bieber is the second most followed. He had 50 million followers on Twitter from when he was a teenage star, and he has brilliantly used that. Now, let me just give you a run through how this is working on Twitter. Now, Katy Perry has 78.3 million followers, Justin Bieber 70.5 million followers, Taylor Swift has 66.7 million followers, and Barack Obama 66.5 million followers, and Rihanna 53.1 million followers. Now, even others, the list goes on, but Justin has reinvented himself using the power of social media. He used a countdown with his fans. He used a whole wide fan base of advocates, and the social media amplified it. Now, this is the thing, you have to be very strategic, especially if you're a public figure, if you're in a spotlight. You just have to be smart, and this is what I was just, telling you guys. Now, Justin Bieber knows how to appeal to his followers, knows how to appeal to people who follow his music. And maybe I just have to, I didn't say, maybe it's just because it's Justin Bieber, his target audience is usually very, I would, and this is just my
Teenage
opinion.
girls.
Yeah, teenage girls.
Simple.
Yeah, teenage girls all over the world.
Well,
most
Rwanda's
of
likes
them.
him too.
Most of
No, I like him too. He's very
yeah,
talented.
he is very
Very
talented.
talented.
No, without a doubt, he is very
My
talented.
opinion.
Well, I don't know what I will think about it, but seriously, he's very talented.
You know, I've been in love with the song "Sorry" for quite some time.
Right.
Okay.
That song is
yeah, it's a
amazing.
The
beautiful one.
choreography behind those girls.
It's a beautiful one. Yeah. And just to think, first of all, I'd like to think maybe like 50% of his followers are just teenage ladies all around the world.
50, more like 90.
More like
90% of them are just teenage girls aged probably now from 10
yeah.
all the way to 19.
No, 10 is a very
Yes,
small
but
number. We can even go up to 8.
Eight.
Kids are using
these
social
days-
media like
right?
it's mind blasting. So Yvette, let me go with you first.
Well, now let's see. Twitter. I'm grateful that it's not just about celebrities. Now we get to voice our opinions, and we know very well that our own leader, His Excellency Paul Kagame, also uses it. And I really admire him very much about that, because you can reach to him just
Yeah.
by tweeting.
And most
put
actually most of
hashtag.
of presidents use it themselves. Without having a
Exactly.
secretary or somebody
Exactly.
do it.
So now it's not just about celebrities, but it's about expressing your opinions. It's about political opinions going around and trending. So it's a good thing, and I hope that these celebrities are also very careful, because it's so easy for us to tweet something and regret it,
Very
especially
easy.
somebody as young as Justin Bieber.
And let me just also say that Taylor Swift is also doing a very good job. She's the third followed person on Twitter. I mean, who would have
Yes.
thought?
You know?
Yeah, well, I think I'll go deep into the analysis of Twitter, where we've had two halves, and most especially that, of course, Justin Bieber had to come up and use social media because, Twitter, because, his image kind of tarnished last year, and which I think after releasing his new songs, he's doing like #2 on the Billboard. At least he has 2 of his songs, What Do You Mean and Sorry, in the first top tracks
Yeah.
on the.
That was his comeback.
Yeah, that was his comeback, and
That's
of course
great.
that of course increased more followers and more love for him on Twitter. Of course, Taylor Swift has been doing good because of the albums
has
coming
been,
out.
yeah.
But I think most importantly, one thing I know and something I expected was political expressions on Twitter were going to increase because of one thing.
They have the biggest attention so far.
Because first of all, the American elections are out there. Of course, Donald Trump has been making a lot of drama, so we had to get a
We
lot of
love him.
opinions. We had to see a lot of the preliminaries coming out in the states of Iowa and in the other states, New Hampshire. So there was a lot of drama on Twitter about all these political expressions, especially the American elections, the Republicans versus the candidates. So
And even in Africa.
of
alone,
course, in Africa. And the
elections
other
that
thing,
have
of
been
course,
going
was
on.
the ongoing, the global summit. A lot of people,
Yes.
trust me, were so emotional about, and a lot of people were protesting. We saw a lot of hashtags coming out, hashtag do this, hashtag do that. And that's the reason why we're seeing that political expressions are taking over the entertainment industry, which is very good for the
social.
society.
It is.
Of course.
They're taking over, and it's a good thing. That means all of us were involved in what's happening around us. Yes, Moses.
First thing first, I would like to thank Twitter. The idea behind Twitter is everyone can express his idea, and it can, as long as you can follow a certain person or a certain institution, you can express your idea and say what you want to say. But again, it's kind of, people need to be careful on what they say, because everything you write will remain there forever. Everyone will read it time
gonna be
and
a
time
record,
again.
yeah.
So, but it's good thing because public figures are using it for raising certain awareness, and I would love to see people like Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, and others expressing ideas on how they can raise awareness on helping people who are facing problems in Syria, Burundi, in Africa, and around the world, and also the strategy in France. So with those 70-something million followers, if everyone express ideas, or if they can say, I donate $1 to help people in Syria. Now imagine if 76 million people donate $1. It's a small thing, but if they can use that one in that perspective, I think it will be much more beneficial for people who are out there hungry and needing for help.
Sherry, another thing, now that we have a new son from the Kardashians, trust me, Twitter better watch
West.
it. Kardashian West, so Twitter better watches out for that.
Yes.
Definitely.
And you know, just to back up what Moses was saying, if all these people know how to, you know, use their following numbers in a very good way, I just wanted to add that if you see what Akon did recently,
Yes.
when he 600
He
million
supplied
people, yeah,
Yeah.
600 million.
Akon
600
Lighting Africa.
Yes,
Electricity.
Akon Lighting Africa. And you know, this just took his rates way up, way high.
Of course.
And I can't even say Akon would make it to like the top 50 Forbes list. He's just an ordinary singer. But you know, just having the little that you have, and you're giving
He's
it
quite
to
prominent, actually.
He is.
He
He
is,
is.
'cause
But you
he's
can't compare
collaborated
him
with
to
so
other
many
people.
Well, if you
other
compare
artists.
his followers to how many followers these guys have, it's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but you know, that's social media following. But in the music industry,
He's well established.
yes,
I
he's
mean,
well
he's raised
established and
people like
prominent.
Lady
He
Gaga.
yes, imagine.
Yeah.
And he's worked with Eminem and Jay-Z, and he has so many people.
Yeah.
He has a record label, so he's big.
You know?
Yes, great. So thank you. Do join us tomorrow for more hot topics. For now, we'll be right back after the break. Do not go away.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports we do. Finally, find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We love to see your pictures, or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. Well, that is all the time we have for you today. We love to hear your feedback, so please keep sending them in, and do let us know if you have any ideas for programs. You have been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvette Shimbusho.
And of course, me, Ivan Magwene, will be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine team, have a very, very good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.